The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Yo, what is up, everybody? We're back for another episode of WrestleSense, and I'm way out of funk here. And we got some special guests here tonight, and it's time to rumble. Who's one of my favorite shows of the year, one of my favorite shows I've ever been to here in Pittsburgh. We're going to talk the Rumble. We're going to talk about some other shows that went down this week. So a little bit different this time for this show, where we had the all-time heel turns before. We did the factions forever. Pretty much like a review and preview show tonight. We're going to have some fun with it, though. Let's go ahead and bring on the boys. CJ, how's it going, brother?
What up, bro? What is up?
So we always got to get the update on the old wing, how the shoulders doing.
The range of motion is coming along good. The only thing that concerns me is I'm still getting a little bit of a pop, and I was told it's because of something with my clavicle. So hopefully we could get that worked out.
I know that feeling. I've had pop. They called it popping scapula syndrome or something. I had. And
yeah.
They actually went in.
I'm a little out of line.
Yeah, they shaved some of my scapula off and took a bursa sac out, and it doesn't pop around as much, but I know that feeling. It could be a pain in the
So besides that, we're doing pretty good. Like I said to you earlier, I was finally able to eat actual food yesterday, and it not hurt to swallow. Good.
So eating is a good thing. Let's give a shout out to some people in chat before we bring everybody else in. Wally's in the building. Always good to see our buddy Wally. Earl Cole in the house. We got Ram down in there in Australia. Always a pleasure to have Ram up in the building. Brian, Happy Bill Hernsberger, I like to call him, my buddy. All in fun, my friend. Monstar Entertainment, Sean up in Canada. Always a pleasure to have my brother in there. Cody Hagan is in the house.
Got all kind of people.
Nice, good bit of people here. Pillar to Post, my brother Pete. We're going to have to bring Pete on one of these shows one of these days. I love his insight. He used to do reviews here on YouTube as well. Pete's also up there in Canada also. Let's see who else we got. Andy Price, another one from Down Under, hanging out with us. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Mythic Legends Wrestling, my friend Greg in the building also. Man, this is good stuff, good stuff. Monstar, CJ's the best. Wow.
I agree.
Wow. Let's see if we can get an alternate commentary on that. What do you think, Ray? Is CJ the best or what? Welcome, brother. How's it going, big guy?
I'm good, boys. CJ, I can't imagine why your collarbone's messed up after all the pile drivers, style splashes, chair shots. No idea. No idea.
I'm clueless. They're like, so how did you tear your labrum? I'm like, I don't know.
So tonight we're missing a regular, but we got a special surprise here, and we got someone on the road who is actually on his way to St. Louis for some reason. I don't know why, but let's bring on everyone's favorite heel, Easy E.
Yo, What up, guys? It's your favorite pizza delivery guy. That's for you, Greg.
Favorite piece of shit. I mean, pizza delivery guy.
You know, it's one of those things when you can take your son, your girlfriend, her daughter, and her dad to one of the greatest spectacles of all time. You got it, the Royal Rumble. For me and E, year 4 in a row. Rumble is our favorite by far, and it was one of my last ones to get to. So
we definitely want some.
This time.
We want some remote reports from out there too, E.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remote reports, definitely. But you know what? The best part about it is you just never know what to expect with the Rumble. EJ decided to bring out the Cruiserweight title with the Mania logo and the Royal Rumble from Phoenix logo with the side plates. So we'll see what's going on.
Cool.
And it's in the greatest city of all times, the city of champions, St. Louis. Why? Because Doc,
you're a Cardinal fan, all right.
Greg, CJ, your Pirates suck ass.
Of course they do. Why are we talking baseball? It's a wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Now we finally have someone that can debate Mr. Eazy-E, the infamous Diddy's in the building. What up, P? How you doing, man?
Good, guys. What's up?
What's up, brother?
Me and my little guy Aiden are here, just hanging out for the night, trying to get some wrestling talk in. It's been a while for me. I've been out of the wrestling talk, not out of the wrestling game.
Well, it's good to have everybody, and we might have Doc join us at some point in time, if not. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Rumble later on in the third segment. The second segment, we're going to hit a little NXT and AEW. But the first segment, something a little bit different. So we'll be right back to make some sense of something new in the wrestling world. So this is going to be a fun new type of segment because this is talking about Game Changer Wrestling, GCW's pay-per-view. I didn't get to watch it, but I know you guys did. So I'm just going to kind of moderate and let you guys tell me. I have the match card and the results in front of me. Whatever you guys don't cover, we'll cover a little bit more. But I'm gonna start with Ray. And I know we were talking in the chat, in our mod chat. I mean our WrestleSense Facebook chat about it. And Game Changer Wrestling, something a little bit different that we got to deal with and see. What was your thoughts on the show and everything, Ray?
Okay, I'm going to give you an overall kind of review here instead of going like into massive details.
Nope, that's what I want.
It had the soul of an old school ECW show that you would expect, which was cool. Like, I think Game Changer made a huge mistake in the way they mic'd the presentation.
I agree.
CJ and I were going back and forth talking about it through the chat.
Yeah.
The place did not sound alive. Like,
where was it at?
It was the
Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah. All right, so
and
Mr. Boats
usually that is one of the loudest, most boisterous venues. Huge chants, huge. The crowd is almost a whole nother participant whenever you're there. Just like when you're in Philly or, it's usually one of those places. It's like mythical, like a Chicago crowd. And that did not come across on TV at all.
No, it sounded very, very like faint.
Yeah,
like the live crowd audio should have been mic'd better, like you said.
Yeah, and I think that kind of took away from it. It was cool seeing the Hammerstein Ballroom. It has an iconic look because of the way the balconies are and stuff like that.
Right.
Have they ever had a TV pay-per-view before, GCW? I know they're on like Fight and stuff like that, but one like as big as this, they're really
not as big as this. I don't think
this was their largest show, but they have been on pay-per-view for the past few events.
Yeah.
The booking was so far crazy over the top, which is why I say it kind of reminded you of like an old school ECW show because literally you had no idea what the hell was coming. Like the Matt Cardona and Joey Janela match was crazily overbooked. There were so many. Yeah, I mean, Marco Stunt made an appearance.
Yeah, let me get me wrong. You guys can talk about it. Listen to this list, everybody out there. I didn't get to see it. I want these guys to tell you the story. I'll just give you the facts. Cardona faced Joey Janela. I guess Chelsea came in. They had like a double swerve. He getting hit in the dick and pulled out the cup. But we had a Virgil sighting dressed up as Vince McMahon. We had
Meat
Swoggle,
sauce, baby.
We had Swoggle. We had Marco Stunt, Brian Myers, and X-Pac after the match. So
and Smart Mark Sterling.
And Smart
Yeah.
Mark. So CJ, tell me more about what Ray's trying to say about how this match was overbooked.
I mean, it was definitely me and Ray were talking in the chat. It reminded us of how Russo was booking WCW. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it, but I don't think you needed all that craziness.
Did you get to see that at all, Pat?
Yeah, I did. And I'm with them. It was way overbooked. I mean, the Virgil spot, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I know my man needs the money, but at the same time, come on.
It was a lot of cheap pops. Well, like Sterling came out really for nothing. Virgil came out for nothing. Swoggle and Stunt was for nothing. Yeah. Like that could have been done in a mid-match segment where Swoggle came out and Stunt came out and they did something. It didn't need to be done in that match. It really took away from it. The Brian Myers thing and the X-Pac thing, that was cool.
Yeah.
That made sense logically, but the rest of the shenanigans were bullshit and took away from the match. The Chelsea Green thing was fine. But literally, Janela and Cardona can have a great match. They're both great character workers.
Absolutely.
They're both willing to put their shit on the line. And instead of having a 30-minute shit show, they should have had a 20-minute, fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think we're forgetting about the most important part of that thing is that Cardona came out to like Sandman's music.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did see that too, that they played his music and then it was Chelsea and Matt came out.
Well, that was actually Bully Ray put him up to that. Bully Ray on the what the hell's their podcast?
Busted Open.
Shout out to EJ in the house. What's up, E?
So on Busted Open, Bully Ray asked Cardona if anybody had the balls to do the Sandman entrance in Hammerstein. And Cardona downplayed it, was like, no one can be that iconic or whatever. So then Cardona, being the ultimate internet troll, not only comes out to the Sandman's music, but wears the fuck McFoley on the red buffalo plaid flannel. So
other thing that I saw, I guess there was a pre-show battle royal and Thunder Rosa came out in that one.
I missed the pre-show battle royal.
I watched that.
And the opening ladder match was a shit show.
Yeah,
it was sloppier than hell.
Yeah,
I guess Gresham was supposed to be there, but Blake Christian made an open challenge and Leo Rush accepted. Ray, did you remember that one? What happened there?
That was actually the match of the night, in my opinion. Leo and Christensen, which you have two guys both out of the WWE system. Both out of other major indies, Who
was Blake Christian in WWE?
He was in NXT.
Okay.
I don't even remember him being in NXT. If you guys remember
what his name was or anything.
He was in NXT UK, and then he came to NXT. They had a few backstage segments, and then he had a couple of matches, but he never got hold in NXT. But then he was part of those April slaughter of cuts where they just cut every fucking body.
Okay, that's probably why.
But him and Rush had a great match. The Jeff Jarrett surprisingly was relevant in his match with
Effie.
I enjoyed it actually.
So that's a big generation gap. But correct me if I'm wrong between those two, right?
Oh,
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you also have Effie playing the a blatantly gay open character, which. I liked Jarrett's presentation. They presented him as the last outlaw.
Yeah,
and he came out in all black, and his music was his normal Jeff Jarrett TNT music, but they slowed it down and put this kind of outlaw country thing to it, which was cool.
Cool. Funny, he just showed up on WWE TV not too long ago too, Jarrett.
A couple Mondays ago.
Yeah, it was a couple Mondays.
I kind of feel like GCW is trying to slot him into the Terry Funk role of an established veteran to help make that. Honestly, if anybody owes the younger talent, it's Jarrett. He's buried more people than.
and he's sober now, so
good to see you.
A little over 4 years.
Speaking of being sober, we had Moxley taking on Homicide, and I guess there was a Sabu sighting. Pat, tell us, what did you think about the title fight?
I didn't watch I'm not a big fan of Moxley.
Gotcha.
I can't do it. Even back in WWE days, I'm not a Moxley guy. He doesn't do it for me. So I turned it off after the Cardona, like I always do.
So let's hear what Easy.
Well, EJ wants to first know what you all think about Bully Ray and what he said, since we're talking about Moxley real quick.
Well, there was big fuck Bully Ray chants from what I heard whenever that fight happened.
Yeah. I saw that afterwards, but
I'm not a Moxley guy either. I don't think the man can wrestle. He can't throw a punch to save his life. That's for damn sure. But Moxley, in my mind, the best thing that he has for him is that he was going to be a deathmatch guy. Now, sober. Who the fuck's going to do that sober?
Well, while I got you on here, E, what did you think of the show overall?
Overall, it wasn't bad. You know why? Because I found it for free.
Yeah, that's good. That's always good.
If I paid for that shit, I'd have been pissed.
I'd have been upset if I paid for it.
But with some of the names and playing Sandman and having Sabu and it seemed like they tried to cater, like Ray said, to like an ECW type feel.
Well, they even rocked the old school ECF and W shirts, but with GCW as a throwback. I mean, they were definitely playing into that. You could tell Sabu did not get physical at all. He threw a chair. And then even like kind of steered away when people were trying to like touch him and high five him and shit. So
he's got to be up there in age.
Actually, Bill Alfonso got more physical than Sabu did.
Yeah,
and Sabu actually wore a mask. Sabu wore a mask in the ring.
Yeah, we just had him at a show not long ago, and it was the same way. He kept the mask on the entire time. So,
well, I imagine that he has to be having a lot of health problems. You can't put your body through that kind of shit for 20 years and not come out unscathed.
Right.
The Moxley match, in all honesty, he might be back as far as state of mind and everything, but you could absolutely in that match tell that he is not physically adjusted to being sober, to losing the weight, and to taking that month off.
Yeah. I would agree, but I think in the long run it'll be better.
No question. But he looked sluggish. He looked rusty. He looked blown up a few minutes into the match.
Craig, how can you say a guy can get better? How can you say a guy's going to get better when his only claim to fame is that he's a death guy? That he's going to do a death match the rest of his life?
I think you got to give him a chance, man.
Yeah, there are a lot of people
like you can't do that. So
there's a lot of people that like that.
You can't differ with you, E. I'm not saying that Moxley has not leaned into the deathmatch shit because he did it before WWE. He did it after, but where Dean Ambrose in the WWE was best was straight character work.
Yeah,
his facial expressions, the promos, the crazy eyes.
WWE.
I disagree, man. Honestly, now, am I saying that he is the best of the Shield? No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
He's definitely number 3 in that thing. But if he can get back to the sharp promos like we saw in AEW with the emotion and the rawness, he gets those facial expressions and the eyes going, and he leans more into that character work than just trying to rely on the blood, the guts, the brawl. There is a spot for Moxley. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the main event. But like I said, it's not that he was bad. It wasn't main event level caliber.
And Homicide. Let me ask you this: why is my son smarter than all 3 of you? He just said
he's your son. You're kind of biased.
He is a mid-card wrestler.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Everybody's out there.
I think he's
we love friendly banter, and we're all friends here, so don't get it twisted.
He is a mid-card wrestler, but
that I 100% agree with.
Wrestler, but his mic work, his everything else.
Good point, Pat. Very good point, Pat. Very good
in
point.
the ring, I can't get down with.
He is a character upper mid-carder that can be pushed to the main if you need him to, but should never carry. And that's straight up what it is.
So you mentioned main event. Let's just get down to the main event. The Briscoes for the tag title.
One thing I want to bring up though is that
go ahead, Ray.
That main event was Dean Ambrose, co-main event, whatever you want to call it for the title, was supposed to be Eddie Kingston versus Moxley. Which would have been an entirely different match. It's nothing against Homicide, but Homicide is a lower mid-carder and a tag team guy. He should never be in the main. And that's what Moxley needs for him to flirt with that main event is somebody else to carry him. Now, I'm not saying Eddie Kingston is a main eventer. However, Eddie Kingston in the Hammerstein Ballroom with what they were trying to push versus Moxley would have been an entirely different match.
So what was the Mox Homicide match like? Was it death matchy or was there any big spots or anything? Any big spots?
To be honest, it was 10 minutes shorter than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And it was literally a 7-minute TV match in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
here again, they threw it back to ECW with Homicide there. They could have went even farther and went Sandman or somebody to make us actually give two flying shits about the match after Kingston decided.
They should have, and they may have tried. I don't know. Unfortunately, even though we know a lot of people in GCW, nobody really leaks much about GCW.
That's a good thing.
So maybe this is the beginning of more to come, and they could bring some more big names in and do. So the main event, I've heard of Nick Gage, but I don't know who Matt Tremont is. Any familiar with him?
I know very little of him from CZW.
He was huge at CZW.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was that match like? The final one?
They cut it short because of time constraints.
Really?
Yeah.
Disappointing.
First off, playing that mystery tag team, and you're expecting something great. I would have loved to have seen an old school ECW tag team. The
Eliminators.
I would have loved to have seen. Obviously, everybody and their brother thought it was going to be FTR.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No fucking way AEW. No fucking way AEW is going to give that match to GCW and let that happen.
True.
No, you could have put Manus and Shirley Doe in there, and it'd have been a better match.
Hell yeah!
I'd have paid for that.
So all in all, I mean, a good show to start them out apparently, and even Cody's mentioned.
It was different.
Cody's mentioned something I was going to bring up is the fact that ROH did announce they're going to have a Hall of Fame class and announce a couple over the next couple weeks going into their next show.
Isn't ROH closed?
But April 1st, they have their next show, and they're going to try to build up to it by announcing some Hall of Fame. And if you look at the list of people that used to be in ROH, they could put one hell of a Hall of Fame together. What do you think?
Joe Danielson.
I wish they wouldn't call it a Hall of Fame. They have the Ring of Honor, which, that's a kind of a cool thing for them. It's their own deal. But to call it a Hall of Fame, I think dilutes it. You know what I mean? There's so many wrestling. Right. There's a Pro Wrestling Illustrated Hall of Fame. There's so many other wrestling Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
There's a Wrestling Sense Hall of Fame, and it's only me.
Oh, God. All right.
Hey, Mountie, your brother could be a pain in the ass.
I want some of what he's smoking.
I don't hear before we get into the next segment, there was our weekly Wyndham Watch, which Easy brought it up earlier, thinking, hey, he might show up at the Rumble. But there was a really good fan-made video, which some people were sharing on Twitter that thought it was kind of real. It's from a guy at It Begins Again, which was hinting. I
saw this.
It was hinting that Wyndham was joining the Control Your Narrative group with EC3 and Titan. This. So it was very well done, but it is a fan-made thing. But we'll table that for later, and we're going to move right along because we got a lot of stuff to talk about the Rumble. Let's go to the next 2 cents. All right, so keeping with the theme of WrestleSense and our 2 cents to this time, something a little different. We're just going to compare 2 shows from this week. I already know that one is going to get a lot more favorable stuff, but we're going to look at NXT from Tuesday and AEW from last night. So we'll start. CJ, did you get to watch both of those?
I didn't see NXT, but I did see AEW.
All right, well, then we'll table you. What about you, Pat? Did you get to watch NXT this week?
I watched NXT, but I did not watch AEW.
Okay, so what did you think? Was there anything that stuck out on NXT that you liked or didn't like or want to bring up real quick?
I think the big thing on NXT that came out, I believe it was this week, is they're going to finally go back out and do house shows. And that's what NXT needs to do, is get back out, get those guys in the ring. Because how many of those guys have actually wrestled day in and day out and can put on a quality show, like
besides a performance? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Pat, you're forgetting one other thing that they announced, that anybody can show up on NXT. So they're going to bring the guys down from Raw and SmackDown, just like they've been with
AJ.
You know, and Waller going up, for that split second. But they're going to interact NXT to give them that push that they need to kind of get these guys going and motivated. When you fire everybody off of Triple H's staff.
Yeah. Big holes to fill.
Big holes to fill. So what do? You fill it with guys that can put butts in the seats and
elevate the NXT talent.
Good point. Good point.
Wouldn't you want to go see Braun Breaker? And I'm going to say Braun Breaker because, God knows he's Rick Steiner's son.
Yeah.
But in my mind, don't you want to see Braun Breaker go up and have a chance against a guy like Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley on a house show. Just give him that little bit of a push at a house show, but it also gives you that buzz of, holy shit, who knows who can show up at NXT.
So also notable that I saw was the win from MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans in the Dusty Cup, who I think are really good tag teams that would even do very well in the main roster. But at the very end, this is what I'm going to get Ray's take on this. We saw Ciampa teaming up with Braun and Pete Dunne also make an appearance. Ray, do you think that means Ciampa and Dunne will not be in the Rumble now since they're kind of helping in NXT? What do you think about that?
Ciampa's flat out said he has no interest in going to the main roster.
Right.
Now,
gotcha.
Could that opinion have changed with all the changes that have happened at NXT? It could have. However, I know Ciampa personally. He is a huge family guy. Yep. He hates travel. That was always his biggest complaint about wrestling. So I don't really see him going main roster unless they don't give him another option and kind of force him into it.
Yeah.
Now could he do a one-off appearance in the Rumble? Sure. But I honestly think he's gonna relish the role of being the veteran presence on NXT.
Yeah.
You do. I'm glad they're keeping a couple to help out the newer talent.
Well, that's the one thing I was going to say is this new policy they have for NXT is 100% needed. They have no star power on NXT.
No, they don't.
Braun Breaker's a great young star, but everybody else other than Ciampa and even Dunne to an extent, Dunne has been around and was in a lot of main event storylines, but he was never really like a flag bearer guy there. He was never a champion. He was never. He was a UK champion.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of veteran presence to help those guys out.
I was just going to ask about that. So Easy E, he had a promo. Now Gunther did a little Imperium promo, and I'm kind of glad they addressed the name right away. And he kind of, to me, sold it decently. I mean, I still don't like the name change, but he really really emphasizing why this is my name. It was handed down to me. This is what I'm going to be, and we're still badass Imperium. What did you think about that, E?
Well, he's gonna be that badass. He's gonna be that general. And let's face it. If you're not a smart mark and you had no clue who Walter was because you didn't watch NXT UK and you have no clue what Imperium is,
good point.
Now it's time to go back and realize how good of a group Imperium is.
Good point.
Now
100%
you can
agree.
go back and find out who Walter is and why his name is Gunther now. All of us aren't going to know.
What about you, Pat?
We don't like it.
What about you, Pat?
I can't get over the name change. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, could they be a great stable? Absolutely. But, I mean, why the name change now? Like, when he came over to NXT, why not change it then? Why did it take this long?
I'm glad they addressed it. Ray, what's your take on the
Here's why. And here's why this is happening.
Money.
Well, not only money, but Walter was never meant to go to the main roster of WWE. Walter was hired to be the main guy, the main villain on NXT UK.
Aiden wants to say hi.
He was one of those
Big
guys.
shout out to Aiden.
He was one of those guys, like when they hired Samoa Joe, for example. They said Samoa Joe was never going to go to the main roster.
Yeah.
He was being hired for NXT.
Good point.
So they never really planned that. But Walter is one of the most over wrestlers in the indie world because every time you see the guy work, you're like, damn.
That's what I'm hoping someone brought up. Name or not, once you see him beat the shit out of someone, I think that'll really help you.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion. The way you,
I know you don't like him.
The way E and Diddy feel about Ambrose is how I feel about Walter. I'm not discrediting his talent. I don't care for him.
Big shout out to Brian LG in the chat.
They need to push Gunther or Walter, whatever you want to call it, to the top of NXT to be the guy who is literally going to feud for the next 6 months with Braun Breaker. That's why Breaker's going to need some allies like Ciampa, like Dunne, so that you can have that Imperium, that play. They don't have, as we said, they don't have star power. They also don't have main eventers. Right. There's no one there.
That's what they want to do is build them and create them.
They're trying to push Waller. The Usos' cousin, is decent. There's some potential there, but who on that roster do you want to see versus Braun Breaker? It's Gunther. That's the only
that's the only viable option.
So having a full stable and a pseudo stable at war for the next 6 months, all the way till the next War Games, which is 10 months away, is what needs to happen to carry that show. And that way you can start to build these other guys and give them time to develop.
Great
and
point.
by that time, both Breakker and Gunther should be ready for a main roster call.
All right, so let's jump right over and go to AEW from last night, and we'll start with CJ. You got to see this, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, so the first match, let's just talk a little bit about the first match. Sammy and Cody. My take is I saw some crazy ladder spots. I've never seen someone thrown into the hinges of a bottom of a ladder. Have you?
Yeah, it was innovative and brutal. It was probably honestly, it was one of the best ladder matches I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Ray, what'd you think about that ladder match?
I thought the match was good. I think they suffered from. We all know anybody who's been in wrestling or watched behind the scenes stuff. They always say to slow everything down.
Yeah.
The main problem I saw with the ladder match last night that drove me nuts was the lack of selling. Not that they didn't sell, but they rushed through some big spots instead of making them seem impactful, which took away from the impact that they had. The moves themselves were great, but that match needed another 7 minutes of selling in between those spots to really make it seem like, holy shit. Like if you go back and watch Michaels and Razor from WrestleMania 10, which is, pretty much the standard for the ladder match.
Yeah.
Right.
Part of the great thing of that match is when you watch Razor and Michael's facial expressions and the selling after those big ladder hits, you felt that shit. And that's what we didn't get last night. Like the spots were great, the moves were great, the match made sense.
Yeah, Sammy doing that swanton through the ladder, just the way he bounced off the fucking ladder, he should have been out cold for at least 2 minutes.
Let me ask you this though, and this is something I noticed that was brought up on a watch along too, where I'd never really noticed a referee holding the ladder so much. I understand why, and I know the refs out there. So CJ, give me your take on that. I mean, maybe if they wouldn't have shown it as much, but the ref held the ladder in almost every spot.
I try not to do it, but in the same sense, I get it's for the safety of the performers.
Especially the suplex.
So
you can't do a suplex off the ladder without
I have zero problem with that.
Okay. Ray, did you notice it all?
I absolutely noticed it. And the other thing is they did a lot of stuff off of 12-foot ladders.
Yes.
Which is way higher than what you really need to do in the match. Generally, you want to work with a 6, 8, or 10 foot at the highest.
Agreed.
So them getting that extra wow factor, with the higher ladder also created some stability issues. So, they had that happen. And then Ross, in true Jim Ross fashion, which this is what we miss when he's gone, Paul Turner drugged the ladder out of the way while they were swinging from the hook holding the belts.
That's the only thing that I didn't like.
Well, Jim Ross came on and said that as soon as they started swinging, Paul Turner pulled the ladder out of the way for their safety to make sure they didn't catch and fall awkwardly or fall onto the sharp end.
I missed that, but that's a good cover.
Ross tried to cover that, which is one of those things where I don't care how much he slowed down. The man understands the logic of the wrestling and that the crowd needs to understand it, and he doesn't assume that you know everything.
Right.
That's the point. If they would have pointed out enough that, hey, the ref's there to make sure the safety of the wrestlers, then it's not as big of a deal. But there was not a lot of uproar. But we got a Hobbs and Starks promo.
But once again,
go ahead, E. Go ahead, E.
Once again, it just shows the lack of AEW.
Here's the AEW hate.
Back to, and I know you guys. Well, no, I know you guys say this all the time, but let's go back to the Arn Anderson fake punching. There's all these things that we keep giving them it's okay, it's AEW. Come on, man. Once again, don't hold the ladder. Let them go. If it's a ladder match,
you can't do a suplex off the top of the ladder with someone not holding it.
You're on your own with this.
They would have tipped over on there, man. What about you, Pat? Hold on.
Did they have a referee hold it when Edge and Christian fucked up Joey Mercury?
No, that's not what happened. That's not even what happened.
No.
If you want to go back and rewatch that match, whenever Edge spears Jeff Hardy, the ref was holding the ladder when he jumps off the ladder to spear Hardy. So don't tell me that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Now,
it can happen more, in my opinion.
Was the camera work in AEW better than WWE, where they tried to avoid you seeing that? No, not at all.
Yeah.
WWE, you didn't see much of it because they cut from it quickly. Right. But believe me, that is something that happens. That's something that should be done by the referee for the safety of the workers.
Yep.
And it's commonplace everywhere, because as a fat man that at 300 pounds used to do a moonsault, when I did a moonsault off a 6-foot ladder, I made sure the ref knew to hold the fucking rung with his foot so that my fat ass didn't end up on the outside on the top of my head.
Wait. I'm already calling you a liar. I'm calling you out. You said 300 pounds?
Back then, yeah. I haven't seen 300 in 10 years. Don't worry about that shit.
I just asked you.
Oh, God, E.
What a dick.
Pat, your thoughts. You were getting a word in there.
When you finally get down under 250 pounds, you can talk shit.
All right, good. We're gonna mute him just for the sake of the other one here. Good.
I pay for the surgery to have a rubber band in my tummy. I'll talk shit. How about that? Shut up,
I
bitch.
was just wondering how you guys get any words in the entire time with him talking.
Quite often.
Like,
I got a mute button. I can either kick him out too if I really want to.
I'm 1,000% for a ref holding the ladder. I mean, I'd rather see a spot hit than a spot miss on a ladder slip or something horrible happen. Even though 9 times out of 10 I'm rooting for something horrible to happen, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. So if they could go back, I'm sure production they would try not to get the camera on the ref. Even Aubrey was holding on one from the outside.
Let's harken back to GCW. Whenever the ladder spot went wrong, because nobody was holding the ladder. Yeah. No one held that ladder, and he tried to do a spot, and dude fucked himself up.
So, all right, for sake of time, let's roll through a couple of things here. Hobbs and Stark's promo, Wardlow squats. You guys know who Elijah Dean or James Alexander is? Anyone?
I do. Elijah Dean's an IWC.
Good. I was hoping you did. You did.
That wasn't his first appearance. He's been on Dark a couple times, and you may remember him from the famous promo with Clownico. He was the clown.
So Wardlow knew those dudes, I'm assuming.
Dean for sure. I'm not sure about the other guy. I assume he was probably an AIW guy.
So
yeah, I think so.
All right, just to roll through here, Jericho, Santana Ortiz with the win, CM Punk and MJF promo. What I really want to get to, Layla Hirsch over Red Velvet, is the Britt Baker promo. Ray, what did you think about it? There's talk right now that it really didn't go anywhere. No one came out. It was a big Pittsburgh versus Cleveland stuff with I think it's funny.
Me too. Did you hear their reactions?
And it was definitely heel heat. But Ray, what did you think about the promo?
The promo did exactly what it needed to do. One, it riled up the local Cleveland crowd. 2, it made Britt look like the big deal that she is and touted. What they really wanted to do was tout the victories, or not the victories, if you want to call it, the awards from PWI.
Yeah.
And the reason they're touting these awards for PWI is that the match of the year winner was her and Thunder Rosa. A match in which she lost. A match in which her next opponent, Thunder Rosa, for the title, is going to come from. But they have to let her build this up on TV to make it relevant again because that was so long ago before Thunder Rosa comes out and says, not only was I in that match, I beat your ass in that match. And that's where the next challenge for Britt Baker's title is going to come. The reason they didn't do anybody coming out or anything like that is, again, there's no one right now.
True.
Who's challenging Britt right now that's not a throwaway? And you don't need her
if
to
anything,
wrestle.
setting up Hayter maybe to fight her at some point from being.
He's not over enough,
no? Yeah, I know. I'm here to throw the other side of the coin.
Big shout out to Pittsburgh's best comedian Matt Light for the giant Myron Cope terrible towel that Britt grabbed on her way back to the locker room.
Don't forget.
Yeah. So they were hinting it in the chat earlier, and we got to cover it. So the main event was Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole, and we'll talk about that. But what everyone's talking about more than the match is the appearance of Danhausen.
And this is going to be
very evil.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion of mine.
We're allowed to debate.
I love Danhausen. I've worked with him. He's awesome. I think it could have been done a lot better than how
he just got over a broken leg. I don't think he's allowed to get into anything.
Agreed. Yet. So why not just hold off on it?
It's all over the internet right now. Go ahead, E.
I'm going to be the idiot here.
Who's Danhausen?
Who?
Let me say something. Let me rebut you for a second because you always say this. Everyone bitches because when someone from WWE comes over, they say all they do is take people from WWE. Then when someone new comes up, you go who?
Yeah. You know
why? What will make you happy?
But this guy, who is he? Like
he was not on the internet because he's huge.
He was the biggest selling merchandise guy that was non-WWE in 2021. That's who.
The internet blew up when he came out. They talked more about him than they did the match, which, Ray, tell me a little bit about the match.
the match itself was great, but I want to hit on the Danhausen thing first.
Go ahead.
Danhausen in the last 3 years has reinvented himself. If you go back, he used to be what I think it was Donovan Danhausen.
Yes.
And he was just your run-of-the-mill, stamp out your tough indie guy. He worked a strong style, tatted up, clean cut, gelled hair, beard, everything. It was a solid worker, but it was going no fucking where because he was the same as 150 other guys with talent that had the same cookie cutter promo. This dude reinvented himself. Some of his early promos, like about 4 years ago when he first started painting his face, are fucking twisted and dark.
Oh yeah.
He went full Bray Wyatt-ish in that kind of aspect, and then it kind of morphed into comedy to where he still works that strong style in the ring, much like Orange Cassidy does, but with less of the comedy factor.
Yeah.
But when it's time to turn on, that man can fucking work.
And you will very rarely see him out of character.
He has built a YouTube channel with a couple 100,000 followers with no fucking major support. He actually only signed with Ring of Honor.
Let me say this again.
You cut out. I heard. Let me say this again.
All right, we're losing
E. Bro, we're losing you.
Pat, do you have any thoughts on Danhausen?
I don't like how they just. The problem was,
CJ said.
Yeah, exactly. You pull him out with a chair, and then he just kind of walks around the ring.
But that 10-second segment is getting more talk than the whole show all over the internet.
I don't disagree with that. I just feel like he was limited, of course, because his leg. Why not just hold off?
Yes.
So it has.
Here's the match. Here's the deal. We have a microcosm of what Danhausen is and why they did it.
Right.
You have a sect of fans like myself and CJ who follow Indy a little bit more, that know who Danhausen is and already respect him. And also those are the people making all the noise right now. You have a sect of fans like Eazy-E who doesn't follow, the Indies quite as much. I don't think he doesn't follow Indies.
If you did, you know who Danhausen is.
If you did, you know who the fuck Danhausen is. He's been on AIW. He was signed to ROH for 6 months.
This dude's not a needle mover.
It doesn't have to
disagree.
Be. It's a comedy act.
Disagree.
He's a great worker and a comedy act at the same time. Just wait to see his work. Just wait to see his work.
Here's the deal, though. Right now, no indie guy coming in that has not been on WWE is going to be a needle mover. You need to make him a needle mover. So they are going to let him do what he did on YouTube, do what he did in Ring of Honor, and now he's going to do it in AEW, where you introduce him. Some people know who he is, but you watch the vignettes over the next 4 or 5 months while he gets fully healed. And by the time he wrestles his first match in AEW,
everyone is going to be so over.
Love to have him on here. All right, so the Danhausen thing, we'll definitely revisit it and follow him along. The big stink right now is on the internet, and Brandon Ace brought it up earlier, saying that because Adam Cole lost, he was buried, which I disagree with, even though it was an unsanctioned match. And the spot at the end is the one thing I didn't like. The hug was not a hug enough for Adam Cole to not get out of it. He could have sold that better. But CJ, what did you think of the fight?
I actually enjoyed the main event.
Thank you.
I did too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the main event. Surprisingly,
it was a good fight,
and I hate
fun.
Orange Cassidy. I don't get the gimmick. I don't get the gimmick at all.
I think he could.
Then you won't get Danhausen.
You won't get Danhausen either. Then you want Roman Reigns and Andre the Giant and Big Show. We know you want all the big guys.
I thought the match itself was very good.
I want guys like Kevin Owens. I want guys like El Generico. I want guys that work the indies that are decent workers.
You got to have all levels, dude. Not all main eventers.
Orange Cassidy is a hell of a worker.
I hate buried words. I hate when people say someone's buried because they lost on TV. Ray?
Orange Cassidy is not my style of worker either. However, I do appreciate him. I think he's entertaining. It's just not what I like. He would never be in a main event in something I was booking.
Yeah. I wish I was Orange Cassidy and didn't have to barely do shit and be over like that.
Yeah.
Look, the bottom line is Cole was not buried in this. If you look at it, Cole won a singles match versus Orange already, a tag match, a three-way 6-man tag match, a mixed tag match. Orange got a small measure of revenge in an unsanctioned match. Yeah. The trajectory for Cole is still unchanged essentially. This was just the blow off for the feud.
Yep.
They give the babyface the thing. And, the fact that they went through the thing, gives Cole the right to say, well, it was an unsanctioned match, but that loss doesn't count.
Yeah.
We fell off the top of the stage, whatever. It was fine. It was a hell of an entertaining match. It was a great way to end the show last night. It's a great way to blow that feud off.
I'm glad they didn't have Gargano. I'm glad they didn't have Gargano, as everyone's kind of hinting to. He's still waiting for his baby, right? So I'm glad they didn't give what everyone was expecting. So
in time, give it time.
Yeah. I would have loved to see a graphic saying Gargano is all elite and hear that place go apeshit.
Yeah, that would have been
not
maybe
an
next
appearance
time
by Gargano, not anything, just a graphic saying he's coming or something like that.
Like Veer.
Shit.
He's coming with Veer.
Yeah.
I disagree with pillar to post. I don't think he needs to drop the sloth gimmick. Absolutely not. It's money.
No, he's money. See, I think those weird little gimmicks have a place. Like, I understand where Eazy-E's coming because you think some new name has got to change the game. No, but it fits into the puzzle of making a complete show.
Just
you want the
listen
comedy
to the crowd when he's out there.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely revisit that. We're gonna get onto
I was gonna say though, he brings up about he's hating on it because it's different or whatever. But when Eugene or Santino Marella or Vladimir Kozlov or any other character who ended up comedy in WWE, there's a place for that in everything.
Yeah, true.
Now, the one thing about Cassidy that's different is he's the comedy character, but he has that moment when he turned it on. And honestly, it's a stolen gimmick. It's just he does it better than everybody else.
Right.
Eugene used to do that. Eugene played Uncle Eric's retarded little nephew or whatever, pardon my, un-PC language. But then when you piss him off, he starts suplexing everybody and put him in chokeholds because he knew how to wrestle. He just didn't want to. He was more worried about having fun. Now, Cassidy takes it a different route, but the same basic premise. But when Cassidy turns on, like last night, when that bell rang and they started hockey fighting each other,
that
was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the place.
And again, pillar to post or the lazy shin kicks. Yeah, they're dumb, but they're over. They're over as hell.
Yeah.
The people's elbow.
It's a slap in the face.
The
for him to do it so
shuffle.
For him to do that late in the match it's to embarrass your opponent. Late in the match to do that while you I thought it was hilarious.
I'm fine with it.
I'm just saying,
Cowboy John.
The Rock, the biggest wrestler,
they all
ever.
have
John Cena, one of the biggest wrestler ever.
Hogan.
Both had stupid shtick moves. Yeah, Hogan's Buddha Doom. But both had stupid shtick moves that would never end a match, but yet they were so fucking over.
It's unique. It's only that one person does it. I think it's unique, and you need it. So we covered GCW, we covered NXT, and we covered AEW. I mean, people can call me an AEW marketer. I'm enjoying it more. I like the other shows, but out of those three shows, the AEW show gave us a lot more to talk about than the other ones, in my opinion.
Can I ask one more question, guys?
Sure, good.
One more question for you.
Sure, we'll love it.
When did the super kick lose its power?
Same time the Destroyer did.
Ric Flair. It ended Ric Flair. It's ended The Undertaker. It's ended a lot time. Now
so did the DDT
2020
get with the time. Driver,
it's 2022.
It's not 85 anymore.
every move loses.
I understand what you mean.
Super kick.
Everyone does a Destroyer in the middle of a match too.
Everybody does a DDT. Everybody does a power bomb. At one time, a sleeper hold was a viable finish.
Yep.
So,
that's Bad Bunny. Is there a Bad Bunny alert?
Oh God!
Yes, Bad Bunny is going to be in the Royal Rumble.
It says make sure your seatbelt's on, E.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon have been announced for the Royal Rumble.
All right,
you haven't seen
who?
Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon have been announced for the Rumble.
I'm just ready for Johnny Knoxville.
Back on the NXT thing, that Ollie J did that video thing. She gave everybody 2 reasons to be happy.
Yeah. I did see that.
I saw both of them. Yeah.
Okay. Can we? I know we're getting out of the weekly review stuff and getting ready to talk about the Rumble.
Yep.
But Monday Night Raw.
It was
opening weigh-in segment. The whole show was fucking terrible. However, the opening weigh-in segment.
I think San Martino used the same weight scale like 30 years ago.
The weigh-in segment was awesome. Was absolutely awesome. And I don't care what anybody says. How pissed off Lashley was acting at the lack of respect of Brock Lesnar was fantastic.
I thought Graves was getting bumped.
I love Face Brock.
I did too, actually. I thought he was going to take an F5 at some point.
Yeah.
But then I also want to point out
Face Brock too.
For those of you watching, in the spelling bee, Otis spelled his word wrong, and they acted like it didn't happen.
He's great. He's gold. Now, he's not a needle mover, E, but what do you think about Otis, E?
I met Otis at a bar at Applebee's at Philadelphia Rumble. He's a dick.
He's a dick. Don't meet your heroes. Most of them will be dicks.
He's a dick. And,
speaking of dicks,
to be honest with you, is he a needle mover? No. Is he comic relief?
There's a place for him. He's a badass at the same time, too. I think he's a beast.
So he's a 450-pound
He sold this whole new gimmick. Change a gimmick and still selling it. I dig it. All right, let's get on to the final segment. But before that, we're going to talk about just the memberships of the channel and how you can be a member here at the Blaze Radio Network here on YouTube. We'll be right back.
Where the fuck's my check?
This is a recording.
Try your call again. If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
We're sorry. The number you have reached has been disconnected.
Shout out, big shout out to everybody. It's a member of the channel helping out the channel grow, and we got big things here for 2022 coming up. E, what do you have to say? Hurry up. Are you putting your number?
All I gotta say is, because let's face it, we owe it to those guys, and you help Blaze out, and we're just here shooting the shit, So if you can become a subscriber, give it up.
Yeah.
Hey, it's $1, it's $2, it's $6. Listen, in all honesty, somebody donate $10 so we can shave Craig's beard because there's a
never.
I
go to the barber.
All right, let's get ready to rumble, people.
Yeah, they can move to this. Your soul man, they can move to this. It's brand new. Open your eyes and realize it's the new guys.
All right, so we're going to do a video that goes over each match. We're going to take our picks and also have some Rumble by the numbers that I took some screenshots of, which is always fun to revisit and talk about. But before we do that, you guys in the chat, this is your opportunity to join in on the fun. We have Doc, Ray, CJ, Easy E, myself, Bodie, Pat, and EJ will all get 2 numbers. I have 7 spots left. Everyone's going to get 2 numbers. So if you're in the live chat, you need to make it known right now if you want to be one of those 7 people. And I will take the first 7 people that claim in the live chat that they want to be part of the Rumble number game. So now's the time to let us know if you want to be a part of it. Members in the chat are going to get first shot. So PFW and Pete, I'm going to put you guys right on the list. So everyone else, speak up now or forever hold yourself. Elfie wants in on it. So Elfie, we'll give her 2 numbers. Now it's all first come, first serve. PFW, I got you and Pete. We got 4 spots left only because everyone's going to get 2 numbers here. Andy Price, you are in, my friend. Cody is in. We have 2 more to go. Wally and Lady Devil. All right, closing out. That's it. I knew it was going to be quick. And had to make it real quick. I know, Nacho, you don't even know what numbers are. Speaking of Super Nacho, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do the Legion of Dork. We've talked about video games, old school 80s cartoons and games and toys and all that stuff. Tomorrow we're doing family game night, which is board games from the 80s, 90s, all the way to now. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Where we talk about all the evolution of family games.
Phase 10. Phase
into the
10.
digital world. So we will spin the wheel to get the numbers right after we go through the run. Or should we do the numbers first? Let's do the numbers while we're on. Let's do the numbers while we're on it. So we will start out with Doc, who is not here tonight, but we'll give him 2 numbers first. I'm going to take the last 2 numbers, whatever's left over.
You going to do what?
I have to get my money out. So
Doc will get number 17. So we know 27 is a very popular number for the winners out there. We'll talk about the numbers here in a second. And Doc will have 17 and 21. The next 2 we'll give to Ray. So let's see what numbers Ray gets here. Ooh, right in the same alley as Doc. Ray gets number 23.
I want number 1.
And Ray will also get, come on, number 1. No whammies, no whammies.
17.
16. I take them out after they go through CJ. No one's getting the same number twice.
My only hope now is that number 18 throws out number 17 so I can yell at Doc.
All right, CJ.
All right, what do we got?
Ooh, the low numbers are up here.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Number 12.
I'm fucked.
12 for CJ. Now here comes 27, maybe. Or 30, who knows? Oh, you get a low.
Count me out.
Number 5.
Count me out.
Hey, we've seen people at number 1.
5 is my favorite number.
There you go. You got your favorite number. Easy E. There's no negative one I could give him on here, is there?
Give him 1 and 2.
I hope
he's going to get, look at him getting 27. No, 26.
26, okay.
Very good number for
26.
E.
It's going to be Hornswoggle.
And Easy E's next number, Swoggle. It'll be Titus falling under the ring for you.
There you go.
26 and 20. Good numbers, Easy E. Much better than your wrestling analysis. Let's go to Bodie. Good old Bodie. Doc's boy. Doc and Bodie not able to make it tonight, but we're still going to include them, of course. 10. So Bodie gets number 10.
I think he should be in the Rumble every year and be
Who?
10.
Titus.
Yeah. Spears.
It's all Spears. As number 10, yeah. So 10 and 3 for Bodie. Not looking good for the kid. Pat, let's see what P. Diddy gets. Ooh, sticking on 30.
2 and 1.
2's a good number.
2 and
number
1.
2. We knew your number 2.
26 and 20.
And Pat's second number is.
It's for Saturday.
Oh, another shit number. 2 and 8. All right, EJ in the car on his way to the Rumble. What number is he going to be rooting for? Ooh, this looks good for you, EJ. 25. And EJ's second number is.
You got a bid.
Halfway point.
16.
15.
15. All right, PFW in the live chat. Watch me get 27 left over. That'd be nice. I'll take the leftover. It's going to squeak into 11 for Tito. PFW is number 11. And I apologize to anybody who didn't get. Oh, Tito got the 27. There you go, PFW. Very good number. I apologize to anybody who couldn't get it in time, but we had only a few spots to give up. So I figured at the last minute. Pete Wall getting a big number, 30. The angry Viking up there in Canada. Pete Wall getting number 30. And I will put these all over Skype and Facebook and Twitter so you guys know what numbers you have if you're not writing them down. Number 13 be perfect.
Wait, there's still people at Skype?
14.
I thought Zoom was the big new thing.
We've used Skype for 5 years. Why would we give it up? That's where this all started. That's where our little community started on Skype. So there's people that I still keep there. This is for Elfie. Susie. Susie the Elf. Number not no AOL.com. Instant messenger.
I still got AOL.
I'm downloading this from Napster. With my ICQ number. Susie the Elf. Elfie. Number 19 and 9 for Susie.
Post it on my live journal.
I'm putting my AOL into the messenger and still set it away.
Andy Price. Ooh, Andy Price looking for a good one here for the Down Under Stunner, Mr. 29 for Andy. And one more for Andy. Andy Price. Next number coming up. Is the price right? The price is wrong, biatch.
Oh, no.
Number 4 for Andy Price. Cody Hagan. Sorry about your Indianapolis Colts. Let's see what numbers you get. Ooh, looks like he's going to grab 28. We're number 1. Cody. Oh, it crept into number 1.
That seemed rigged. That last little move, that was jacked up.
Yeah.
I like a pinball machine. I tilted it a little bit. Cody Hagan, second number is number 1 and number 7 for Cody. Thank you for playing. Wally, Mr. Walter. 2 numbers for Wally. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Your numbers are 0 and get out.
I think Wally should have to change his name to Gully to be like Gunther.
24 for Wally.
You can call him Gunther now. Call Wally Gunther.
Oh, Wally's grabbing 28. I'm getting shit numbers. All right, 4 numbers left. Greg, Lady Devil, will get these first to LD. LD in the live chat. Gonna take my 22, aren't you, you biatch? Oh, I'm stuck with shit. That's what I get for being nice. 22. And LD's second number, leaving me with the last 2. Looks like I'm getting 9 and 16. 13 for Lady Devil. That means 9 and 16 for me.
You just ate a nice big shit sandwich.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for reminding me.
Blaze 916 said you ain't winning the Rumble.
I don't want to win anything here on my own show. I'd rather give it to somebody else. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get to the final stuff. And before we get to our predictions, right now, Ray is our current big picker champ. Doc was the first one. Then I won the second one. And I've said this a million times, I'm never a big fan of actually picking numbers because picking winners, because it normally makes you look like an idiot because you're wrong. So let's talk about numbers. 30 men and women in the Rumble. We'll go right through here. WrestleMania. Royal Rumble by numbers. Oh, shit, they're going fast. 1988 was the first Rumble. Hacksaw, Jim Duggan. Let's go back to that. Where are you at, Hacksaw?
Oh,
man, that went okay. Okay, let's start over.
You're going AWOL
right.
here.
30 men. Now I got control. And 30 women will be in the Rumble. 1988 was the first Rumble. Hacksaw, Duggan throwing out the one-man gang.
Yeah.
1,190 people have been in the Rumble. Now, I think they took out the ones from the Saudi Arabia Rumble, though. So they don't count in here, except for one picture does in here. 19 people have gone on to win the championship after winning the Rumble.
Okay.
And 5 out of the last 6, that's Seth Rollins, believe it or not, looks like a demon. 5 out of the last 6 Rumble winners have gone on to win the title. Number 1 entrants that have won, Michaels and Edge have both started at number 1, Edge very recently, to win the Rumble. On the other side of the coin, the fastest to lose, Santino Marella, losing in 1 friggin' second. Rumble by the numbers continues. 18. Oh, no, there we go. I had to get him in there at least once. Titus O'Neil not making it in the ring, but ducking underneath the ring. I'd love to see him come back just to revisit that. 18, the most Rumbles. The man Kane has been in 18 Rumbles, and he has the record for 45 eliminations. The record for eliminations in one Rumble is 13, and Brock did them all in concession in a row.
That was
Rumbles by the number continues. This year is the 35th Rumble. The last one in 2012 in St. Louis. Sheamus. You can do it, Sheamus. That's my favorite from when we went to the Pittsburgh Rumble. Rey Mysterio has the endurance record in 2006 for 62 minutes and 12 seconds in the Rumble. For the women, 57 minutes and 12 seconds, Bianca Belair. 24 people. Wait, what's 24? Oh, years since that happened. It's been 24 years since that's happened. 2 people win in the Rumble.
What?
Austin and Michaels have won back-to-back. The only 2 to win back-to-back. There's been 8 people that have won it twice. Edge, Austin, Batista, Shawn Michaels, Hogan, Cena, Triple H, and Orton. And there's only 1 person that's won it 3 times. Stone Cold Steve Austin. This year, 21 out of the 60.
He's going to be in it this year.
21 out of the 60 people in this year's Rumbles are former world champions. 5 of them are former Rumble winners, and this is the last one is such a piece of crap. 3 Hall of Famers, the Bella Twins and Lita, one of my favorites. So we got 3 Hall of Famers in the Rumble as well. So there's Rumble by numbers real quick. Always enjoyed those. And this year's Rumble, let's talk about it and let's make our picks. The Women's Rumble up first, and we're going to start right underneath me with CJ. I want to know, who do you think's going to win? And who is a surprise?
Oh man, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan to win.
And do you have a surprise?
And
it'll be a tiebreaker if you got a surprise.
Surprise is Jesus, good Lord, Trish Stratus.
Trish is his surprise. All right. All right, I'm going to go next before Ray. And I think Bianca's going to win another one to set up her title. And I say Asuka comes back as a surprise. So I think Asuka comes back as a surprise. Ray, Women's Rumble, winner and surprise.
I think your winner is a surprise, and I think it's Ronda Rousey.
Good call. So Ronda for both.
I'd rather see Liv.
Pat,
I'm not saying I wouldn't. Can I get a if Ronda isn't in it, I'm going with Lita.
Lita as a winner. A winner? Okay.
Yep.
Pat.
So my surprise is also my winner. I think Paige comes back, and I think she wins it to set up a title run.
I like it.
I would love that. I would love that. Easy E.
I would enjoy that as well.
I will tell you that EJ's surprise and winner are huge, so I'll just let him go. But for me, I am thinking the surprise is the winner, and I'm going to agree with Ray. I think it's Ronda, and I think it sets up Becky and Ronda to actually headline Mania. But if it's not Ronda, I'm going with Asuka and Asuka winning it.
All right.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
All right, EJ, what do you say?
I'm saying Lacey Evans comes back and Bayley wins the Rumble.
So 2 comebacks and Bayley winning the Rumble.
Okay.
All right. I dig it. I
too.
like that. Very good.
Doc
very good.
is in the backstage area.
He is?
Blaze.
Oh, check it out. Welcome, Doc.
What's up,
Perfect
guys?
Timing, brother. Perfect timing.
Jesus, who let the shitstorm in?
You gotta expect that, Doc. How you doing, brother?
Oh, just got back from the viewing. I'm going good though.
So good to have you. Glad you made it, my friend. So we talked a little bit about GCW pay-per-view. Do you have any quick thoughts on that as we go back?
I heard it was a shitstorm and a half, but I heard it was a fun shitstorm.
That's pretty much the consensus of what we talked about. Then we talked a little bit about NXT show on Tuesday and the AEW show last night. Anything you want to point out from those?
The ladder match was phenomenal.
Yep, we all pretty much said the same.
I thought Danhausen, that was kind of epic. He just appeared and left, kind of left you in, and then let social media handle the rest. If you saw Brody King going, he followed me here. Yeah. What do I do now? I thought that was hilarious. The Guns are all flipping out about it because he likes to call them what the
I was going to say that's the one thing we didn't touch on. That's the one thing we didn't touch on. Is there's a huge online feud between Colton and Austin and Danhausen.
It's going to be hilarious. Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. They're just going to make so much great TV with Danhausen, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
Cole and Cassidy was awesome. I thought that was really cool, and I love the fact that Cole put Cassidy over.
Yep.
And some people were bitching about it, and I thought, well, look what Britt Baker did. Look at Britt Baker with Thunder Rosa. She still put her over, and look how great she did. So I think it's just going to propel Adam Cole more than anything.
Absolutely.
As always, Doc, great insight, and I'm glad you're here. Unfortunately, I got bad news for Bodie because we did spin the wheel, and he got numbers 10 and 3.
Oh, okay.
But we did spin the wheel for you, and you got number 17 and number 21.
I'll take it.
So not too bad for you. So now I need to know Women's Rumble. Who's going to win and who's the surprise?
Jesus. Okay, so like when I chimed in, I think the surprise. Oh my God! When you look at everybody, I think Bayley comes back and wins it.
All right. Oh, you're okay.
And I think the surprise.
That is a surprise.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say because I have another surprise too.
You can pick a surprise. If Bayley's your winner, that will count.
Yeah, go for it.
Who's your surprise?
I think it's gonna be Rousey, man. As much as I think, but then again, I worry about is the baby weight gone? Is the whole being pregnant done? I mean, how long has it been since she had the baby? That's where I'm kind of confused.
Doesn't matter.
We have Bianca winning, Liv winning, Lita winning, or Ronda winning, Bayley winning, Ronda winning, Paige winning, and Bayley winning. So nice little mix. Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises. I think in this women's. A lot of surprises though, like not just one. I think you're going to see.
They don't have 30, but they don't have 30 women on the roster.
True.
Well, I was saying that there.
You got
but,
22
Mr.
right
Interruption.
there already. So there's only 8. So we'll see. There should be some big surprises. I'm excited. I love the Rumble. Love the Rumble.
Like I'm saying, I thought Paige too. I said Paige. I'm seeing. I'm seeing a bunch.
So let's start with Doc and go up from the bottom for this. Who's winning this one?
Edge and Beth.
All right. So Doc's going with Edge. E.
I'm saying it's Edge and whatever name is Beth. They need a rub.
All right.
I'm going Miz and Maurice.
Okay.
Of course you would.
Pat?
I'm going Edge and Beth.
Okay. Ray?
Edge.
CJ?
Miz and Maurice.
You know what? As much as I hate it too, I'm going to say, and I would love to see Edge. I think it's a screw job. I think Miz and Maurice somehow win because Edge has been getting over on every little angle. All right, so let's keep on moving. Next match up is Becky and Doudrop. Okay, I'll start out with this one. We'll go down from this. I'm going Becky. CJ.
Becky.
Ray.
Becky.
Pat.
Becky.
Easy.
What the hell's going on with this picture of Doudrop?
I was about to say the same damn thing you were. She looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man gone wrong. And I'm not cracking on her because she's a bigger woman. I'm just saying that's a bad picture.
So
bad.
Easy. You pick Doudrop.
There is no chance that that's winning. There's no chance Doudrop wins.
Oh, it's EJ. EJ picking the same.
Yeah, Becky.
And Doc.
Becky.
All right, so that one's a wash. No, it doesn't even matter who wins that one. Good. Watch Doudrop.
Watch Doudrop win by disqualification, and then we all just All
right, let's start with Doc on this one.
Brock.
EJ.
Brock.
Easy.
Brock.
P. Diddy.
Brock.
Ray. See P. What's up, P?
Hey, Doc.
Oh, not much.
Brock. CJ.
Brock.
Man, I'm just to buck the system. I'm going Lashley, and it'll be Brock. And I'm going to pick Brock to win the Rumble.
Watch, he'll win, and then you'll win the whole thing because of this.
Brock will win the Rumble. Lashley wins.
Just
and
like my
Brock wins
my Nakamura pick that one time.
Brock
so.
wins. Yeah, Brock wins to go and face Roman at WrestleMania, I guess. Let's go. All right, next up. Roman and Seth. Let's go right in the middle. Let's go Ray first.
It's Roman.
Roman. Pat.
The sad thing is every match on this card is just so predictable because it has to be. It
seems like it. The Rumble is where the unpredictable should be.
That's here.
He's going to take Seth. All right. Easy E.
Yo, I'm going with Colby, man. I don't see Roman doing this. It's all about Seth Rollins.
Okay, so I'm guessing he said Seth. EJ.
Did I lose me? Did you lose
EJ?
me?
No, you're there.
Seth.
What's EJ?
No, you're there.
Seth. Yeah. We're
All
going
right.
with Seth. We're going with Seth.
All right, Doc.
Seth.
And I'm going to take Roman. Is that everybody?
No.
CJ?
Do I get to go? What am I, a piece of shit or something?
Yes, you are a piece of shit if you need me to answer that. Your pick,
Seth.
CJ.
Seth.
All right. All righty.
Hey, there's a little thing we were talking about Twitter and the Ass Boys.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
Love it.
Austin Gunn posted, "My life is fucking ruined."
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
All right.
Actually, he even changed his Twitter name to Danhausen is not elite. But
Yes, he did. I thought that was amazing. Amazing.
Okay, for the men's Rumble, I need a winner and a surprise.
Winners.
First, Pat.
Well, my surprise is got to be The Rock in this one because we haven't seen him in a while. We don't know where he's at right now. I'm going with The Rock as the surprise, but I'm also going Big E as the winner.
Big E as the winner and Rock the surprise. All right, I'm going to go next and say Brock Lesnar wins, so I got to follow my storyline. And I'm going to say Corey Graves is the surprise coming out of the commentary booth. Doc.
Come back to me.
All right. Easy E.
Yo, I'm going. My surprise is Alberto Del Rio.
Never going to happen, but I love
my
it.
winner is. You know what? I'm going to go with Randy Orton as my winner. St. Louis's own.
Good call. Good call. EJ, backseat EJ.
I'm going with surprise as Chris Masters and AJ Styles is winning it.
I love the AJ pick. I would love to see him. I doubt it, but I'd love to see it. Ray.
Why the fuck did he pick Chris Masters?
I love it.
I'd be a good surprise. He's been rumored.
Chris
One of the
Masters
rumors.
is all over the thing. Yeah.
It is on. It's a lot of people thinking about that. Robert says Undertaker surprise. He's going to be there, but not in the match, I don't think. Almost. Oh, God, Walter. All right, Ray.
So, man, I want to pick a long shot just because I want to throw some shit out there. But
go for it.
I'm saying Austin makes an appearance in the Rumble and wins it. Comes in at 30 and dumps whoever.
What?
All right.
Because what bigger match do you have in Dallas, Texas than the Rattlesnake making a return for one match?
Undertaker in Texas.
You put him.
Yeah, just saying.
It's true.
You put him.
Aren't they going for the record?
Yes, you put him and Brock
Angle
in a match for the title. I don't care if the match is 30 seconds. The hype would be so fucking big around it.
Riley Wolf,
You would
welcome,
sell
Riley.
out with no fucking problem. No fucking problem. You would sell out. It would be insane.
So wait, let me step out 1 second. What else would bring in people? What about if McGregor was in the Royal Rumble at third?
Oh,
be good. That'd be a nice surprise.
You got to get
honestly,
130,000 people there, right?
Be out of the blue.
It would be huge, but I don't see Dana White letting that happen.
And I don't see Connor being fixed right now. I think he's still hurting. So he's not.
He's as big as every wrestler on the roster right now.
True. Good point. It's up for debate.
Look, my hope is that they go. My hope is that they go crazy with one of these huge things, and either they talk The Rock into versus Roman, and he's the one who comes out, or they talked Austin into versus Brock, which makes sense on so many levels. If I don't give a shit if you got to write him a $20 million check for one match. Do it. Do it.
Yep.
The buzz would be insane. The place would sell out like crazy. Austin took his ball and went home, and he was supposed to verse Brock. The storyline is there. I mean, I'm just saying, like, WWE needs some kind of crazy fucking shot in the arm at this point.
Agreed.
And
got a
those
lot of
two
great
things
stuff,
make
man.
crazy sense to me.
Not one of those type of shots.
Lot of great stuff. Okay, Mr. Piece of Shit, CJ.
I am going the same as Diddy with my surprise being The Rock, and my winner is going to be Kevin Owens.
KO with
Damn
the
it.
win. Good one. All right, Doc, you can pick the same one, Doc.
I'm with CJ on that one. The Kevin Owens, that's who I'm picking to win the Rumble. Kevin Owens is going to win the Rumble, and I think the surprise entrant is going to be man, this is hard. When it comes to surprises, I think you see Braun Breaker. As much as I hate his guts, I still think, you see him in the Rumble. I think they're, like I said, they're pushing him to the limit and stuff like that. So since Little Man's here, can he
let's get Bodie's pick here.
Who do you think wins the Royal Rumble?
Omos.
Omos.
Oh,
Wow.
And so well on the past shows.
And hold on. Wow, that's weird.
Whoa,
Why Omos?
Whoa.
Hold on, your uncle's pissed. Why?
Teaching him, Doc.
Whoa. You get a do. He gets a do-over. He's
gonna take his belt back.
You get a do-over because Omos is not winning. Come on, buddy.
We're supposed to be on the same level, boy. You're supposed to be like
supposed to be on the same level as your uncle, boy. So,
and you say Omos?
It's not just them. There's other people too. Look here, you could pick a surprise entrant. The Rock could enter. Who do you think's going to be a surprise entrant?
Probably The Rock.
You want to? Okay, he picks The Rock for a surprise entrant. Go ahead and repick your pick, please. Sweet Jesus, pick. Okay.
I think Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Oh wow. Okay.
Get that one out of the West. He just signed a contract, so maybe
He did just sign
Survived the draft.
He survived the draft. Okay. So that's cool.
Good
Just
point.
remember, Doherty's, Dolphies. Okay, so just go. Good boy. Go.
Well, there you have it.
I also,
leave the Mountie out of this.
Your son picked Omos.
I also think there's going to be more surprises, probably like a Heath Slater, maybe like a Buddy.
I'd be cool with that.
Just because all this Forbidden Door talk, it's going to be someone that's going to be on Mickey James's level. It's not going to be on the level that everybody thinks.
I agree. I don't think Moose is coming over. Good.
Do you think you see an AEW sighting of anybody?
No.
Do you think you see a Jericho sighting?
No.
Moxley, Cody. There's all those have been going around.
Yeah,
If it's
a lot of
going to be
stuff.
anybody, it's going to be Jericho. You guys know that. If it's going to be anybody,
I would be surprised. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate on it.
I think if you're going to see anybody from another major company, it's going to either be, like you said, Heath Slater or Wes Morrissey.
Yep.
Something like that from Impact. Somebody who already has WWE cred, not Moose.
Is there a Bray sighting?
Bray, we talked about that earlier too. Maybe. Could be.
I mean, I'm not saying I would hate it, but
why aren't we mentioning John Cena? He has a great show on HBO Max.
He does.
But
he's not coming back to
That's the best show on TV right now.
He's not coming back because isn't he not going to be in Rumble? I heard today on Busted Open that he's not going to be at WrestleMania because he will be filming.
Oh.
Doesn't mean anything.
And honestly, I'm not.
Just tell you what I heard.
I'm not saying Cena wouldn't be a great surprise, but that's literally, he came in just for the SummerSlam thing, got a title shot, all that. If he comes into the Rumble, they're going to push him to win, and then he's going to be in one of the title matches. And it's like, that's the easiest way to sour Cena on the crowd is just come back to lose for the title every 6 months.
Give us heel Cena finally. I kind of agree with Riley. I don't think they're going to bring anybody in to just send them back to their company, unless it's someone like Rhino or someone who's been there before.
Yeah, Rhino could be one. Rhino,
Big
Slater,
Slow.
somebody who was there.
Big Slow.
I mean,
Big Slow.
Oh, Big Slow.
What's the favorite?
Big Slow would be a big smack in the face. Mick Foley?
No, Mickey James.
Oh, Mickey
What's saying,
James.
what's the favor that
Back
that
to
Impact's gonna
Impact
get in
from
return?
WWE.
Oh, I don't know.
There's
Sorry
gotta
for
be-
giving your shit in a trash bag
there's
going to
gotta be-
Rumble.
I will die if she brings a trash bag
Yeah,
out to
dude,
the
you
ring.
gotta-
Doc,
you
I'm
gotta
right
rub
with you.
shoulders,
I'd love it.
Like,
I
it'll be
have
amazing.
heard on good authority that she has been cleared to bring the Impact Women's title out, which there was some question whether she would or not.
She said
so
that
on-
in the interview she had. She said that is her intent, is to walk down with that in. So I don't know if it was already discussed or not, but she said in an interview, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp or Van Vliet or somebody, where she said,
Yeah.
I intent on bringing this title with me. So it seemed like it was part of the deal.
And
That would
I
be-
don't
It's
think that
gotta
there's any quid pro quo.
When's the last
I
time
don't
we saw a
think-
different
I don't
title on
think Impact
WWE?
gets
Anyone?
anything back in return.
Anyone remember last time we saw a
just get the
non-WWE
promotion.
title? A non-WWE title on WWE TV. When's the last time
Probably
we saw
back in the late 90s,
been
whenever
Flair
whenever
brought
it was an NWA title
Yeah.
or
when Flair brought the big gold.
yeah, and I'm not
Yep.
counting like ECW belts and shit after the invasion
No.
angle, but like
Yeah.
that? Like an
legit,
active
they
belt
had
from some other company.
they had a partnership with NWA in like what 96, 97, something like that, where they
I
had
don't
a
even
couple
remember.
NWA champions on there, tag champions and stuff, and they
Think
had the
some-
belts.
Someone had like a AAA title or something. They brought it in, or a Southern title or something.
Triple A's been on AEW.
But we've never had another company like this.
No,
This is-
no,
Agreed.
that's what I'm saying. No,
This is,
So-
and there's got to be some kind of rub here. They're not. Impact's not going to like, oh look here, now I got viewership.
they got their
Now
name
they're
mentioned
gonna
on
bring-
WWE TV.
Yeah, I think that's
They
the
mentioned
rub, is them
Knockout
getting
Division.
their name mentioned on TV, and if she comes out with the title, that's the rub.
That's enough for some of the audience to say, "What's Impact? What's a knockout title?" I might have to check
Yeah.
that out. If Mickey James,
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
be enough rub. If they don't, but I'm with you, E. Maybe there is something on the other side of the coin, but I don't know. But the Forbidden Door, I don't know. Good, right?
If I was Scott D'Amore and you were really going to try to bargain, then you would think that you would argue for Moose
That
to
might
make
be
the
it.
appearance in the Rumble, like you've been saying. However, once he's there, you have no control over the booking. So what's to say they don't make your champ look like a chump?
Yeah.
And then that hurts you. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you run that risk? Because I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Like,
But you're
Yeah.
also
No.
talking
You
about
know-
it.
you
You're
know
also
they're not-
talking about a 350-pound black man who is fucking tough as nails, dude. Like, is he
Yeah.
really gonna
Yes.
take shit?
Yeah, granted, but you're also talking about a locker room with 45 other guys who, if you don't do business the right way, when you come back, you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
You're
you
getting
can be as
Bam
tough
Bam
as you want to
Bigelow.
on TV, but
I'm afraid that's what
somebody's
Mickey's
gonna
going to
shank
get.
your ass in the
I
back.
think she's getting in.
I don't
She's going to get her
I don't
trip
think-
down. And then
I don't think.
The thing with Mickey, and I
I'm
don't
not-
think
I'm not
that
a
she
Mickey
looks
fan.
like amazing or anything like that. I don't think she wins the
think so.
Rumble or anything like that. But I don't think they disrespect her because they built her.
True.
Yeah.
Whereas
Good
they're
point,
not
good
going to
point.
have that allegiance
I'm just-
to a Moose or something.
I've never
like
been
that.
a fan of Mickey, but I'd like to get her see her
I
thrown
like-
right back out.
Ever since Mickey did that, never mind.
The Mickey Trish storyline back in the day
What
was
happens
awesome.
if
Ever
she
since
does
then,
win?
she's been there.
What happens if she does?
I'd be
I mean,
okay
that
with
would
that.
be.
Then you drive
I'd
home
be
from
good
Maine.
with that. Yeah.
So before we go, as we always do, Doc, what's going on in the indie circuit? Where you're any big news or anything coming up soon around here?
Believe it
in
or
Southwest
not,
Virginia?
no bookings this weekend for us, for any of the companies that myself and I know CJ's.
Yeah, we had IWC Reloaded this last Saturday. Big surprises were Gangrel,
Cool.
Swoggle, and Ashley D'Amboise from AEW won the IWC Women's Championships.
I did see that all over Twitter. That was very good, very good. So did
Yeah.
anything happen last week, Doc? Was there a show this
Our
past weekend?
RWA had their show, their 13th year anniversary. It was a good time.
It's
We
the first
had,
show since the incident, right?
yeah, since the incident, yes.
So was there
And,
any repercussions? Were
Brian-
they talking about?
Brian, well, yes, J-Rock was stripped of the heavyweight title after holding it for like about a year and a half, almost 2 years. I thought it was a wrong decision to make, but he got punished for an incident that he didn't even start. However, they had a Rumble at the end, in which the last 4 participants ended up fighting for the belt, which we saw the return of Shane Andrews. Ron Hunt was in the mix. J-Rock made it, and of course, the last entrant of the Rumble didn't even walk into the ring and get any fight time. That was Ryan Edmonds. The other 3 jumped and beat the hell out of him, threw him out the door. Those 3 went at it. J-Rock picked up the title. I thought he was going to do the right thing, throw it out. No, he hits Ron Hunt, and it backfires on him because in comes from the cold. That's right, simply the best. Ryan Edmonds rolls up 1, 2, 3. We have a new RWA heavyweight champion in Ryan Edmonds.
So this is where I get to stroke Doc a little bit, and this is only because I thought if you guys in the live chat look in the comments, I mean in the description of this show, there are links to the Twitter handles and the websites for Rise Wrestling, for 2PW, for IWC and RWA. I want you to specifically go to the Twitter for 2PW because there's some hilarious segments with Doc interviewing people after a couple events. I was highly entertained. I love what you do over there. Do you have anything to say about some of those segments? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The guys love to pick on me. What to say? You know, whatever makes a bad guy look brutal, whatever makes a baby face look great, I'm gonna do it. So
definitely check out indywrestling.us. That's also link is in the description, along with all the links to these companies that CJ and Doc are associated with. But I want to take a second to thank our newest guest, Pat P. Diddy. Thanks for being a part of the show, my friend.
Good job tonight, Diddy.
Good seeing you, P. Very good seeing you.
Me.
Any final words, big guy?
Well, I'm mad at Craig because he did not tell you about what else happened at IWC. And I had a text conversation, which I'm kind of mad at IWC about right now. They had a guy get called up. You knew it was the NXT.
Oh, yeah.
On the Facebook page, they put his last indie match.
Cole Carter.
Would have not put last indie match. He could have gone anywhere. But because they put indie, he can't go anywhere. The kid's good in NXT. So
and I hope for his sake that it's a very quick transition to NXT 2.0, and he's not. The kid could go. So hopefully he doesn't have to spend a lot of time at the Performance Center. The kid's got the look. He's got the talent. I just hope they don't give him some stupid fucking name.
Cole Carter is awesome, and he will be he can definitely be the future of NXT if they push him the right way.
Is he from this area, our area?
West Virginia.
Yeah, he's from West Virginia.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Easy E. We want some remote things from next week. If we have a show, I want some in-depth stuff about the Rumble and your experience.
Not a problem at all, but get the fuck off of my show, Giddy. This is my show. There's only room for 2 Dolphys.
Yeah, these guys know each other kind of well down there.
And it's me.
P, you come on anytime you want, buddy.
It's the D.
Thanks, Doc.
The D, the Y, the D.
Put in the live chat if you prefer Easy E. If you prefer Easy E, put an E in the chat. If you prefer P Diddy, put a P in the chat. So an E or a P.
Is this like Dolphy Survivor? One has to go.
Yeah.
Actually, let me put up a poll. I'm gonna put up a live poll.
For those of you who watched way back in the day of the Real Deal Wrestling show, where this came from, Diddy was actually referred to as the Mountie. And he always got his man. Now, what that means in a gay, weird cowboy way, I don't know.
I'm seeing a lot of P's. I'm seeing a lot of
that. Don't do that.
There's a poll up now in the live chat. You guys in the live chat know how to do that. Go ahead and tell me if you prefer P Diddy or Easy E in the live chat right now. Let's make some fun with it before we go.
A lot of P's. A lot of P's.
And we're starting a family. We're just tearing families apart here. What the
hell? We got 7 votes in so far, and right now it's 86% for P Diddy.
Wow.
I say both.
I like it both.
It's backfiring, ain't it, bro?
We love you both. It's all in fun. Yeah. We're like one big dysfunctional wrestling family here. And as Ray was talking about, they used to do the Real Deal podcast. I was a big fan of that back in the day, and having those guys here and you guys see the banter. It's all friendly debate. We don't have to agree on everything, and that makes the show even more fun.
We're not going to. That's what makes it
haven't debated
special.
in a long time. Oh, never.
If we all agreed, this wouldn't be as much fun. So to have an alternate person's viewpoints, like how Easy likes to chime in, how Ray always has some analysis, Doc always coming through with his stuff, and Pat, always so awesome to have you on this time, my brother.
It was for sure.
Doc, any last words before we take off, my friend?
No. Sorry for being late. I apologize, and thanks for letting me in the ending and making the picks.
We'll see if you can get your big picker title back off of Ray this week.
It ain't gonna happen. I'm never gonna win that fucking thing again. I promise you.
The champion, Ray. Any final words, big guy?
No.
No? Okay, good. Yes! CJ, the shoulder's getting better. As we talked about
yeah.
when we started the show, so
Next Thursday, I see the surgeon again. Hopefully, I will get
hitter.
released to start doing some weights and strengthening. So we'll see how that goes, and hope everybody enjoys the Rumble.
So at the same time, CJ, I got to ask you: once you're considered healed up and everything, are you looking to go back to IWC to rest and do some work, or no?
I am not making plans for the foreseeable future to do that, but never say never.
Well, if it was up to our live chat, Ray would be wrestling again. Doc would be calling AEW and WWE. Easy E and Diddy would be managing someone in WWE, and CJ would be all over the place.
My goal is to ref in AEW. That's my goal. So.
Well, I'm sure we all wish you the best. Heal yourself up first.
Absolutely.
And as long as everyone's cool, we'll probably be back next week to review everything.
Yeah.
And
hey, Greg, let me give one more thing real quick. Hey, I want to say on behalf of my family, and I'm sure you guys, Doc, we're sorry for your loss, man. And I know I give you a lot of shit.
Thank you.
You know I love you, and
two in 1 week, brother. So thank you, appreciate it.
Your boy Blaze had some good news today too, as well. So all's well in the family here, to WrestleSense family. We wish the best to each and every one of you guys and gals out there. Stay safe and stay tuned to the Blaze Radio Network and the WrestleSense podcast right here on the Blaze Radio Network on YouTube, and hope to see you guys very soon. Peace. We'll see you later. We're out of here. LTD will be live in a couple minutes, you punk ass bitches, so stick around.